So up the front. Lights are flashing. John Brown on the outside of the grid, and as Joel pointed out, it was probably going to be the scenario, and that's the way it has happened. John Brown scooting away up the front of the race, and he did drive very impressively in his first heat. Now let's have a look for those other big guns back to the back. Vickery has had a collision with Sam Mayo. Mayo comes back onto the track, but all that was the backwash of a car that got into trouble in front of them. Now here's the Victorian driver in the number 9 car. Boy, is he getting wound up and getting a move on now. That's Trevor Perry. Moved up to second place behind John Brown. Mark Owen in car 69 hanging on the third. Then they're starting to form that rut again here in turn 1, 2. And Mick Santon, you can see him get a big bootful of it going into turn 1, 2, and it almost threw him right out of control. Gee, Trevor Perry, that brake lining on the inside of his car is going to catch on fire shortly, I would reckon. Starting to get a real glow up about it. I think he's got a bit of a problem, Perry, with that brake system that he's using. Have a look at the left-hand rear. It's really starting to spark up and blow up. It's not even catch on fire the way it is. Third place, Mark Owen, followed by Mick Santon. Then the other Victorian driver, he's in car 32, that's Ian Thompson. The Victorian's starting to get a good feel of the time. Then comes Coombs, followed by Jared Duckworth. Ian Vickery can't seem to make up much ground from the back of the pack. And then Sam Mayo at the tail of the field. But it's John Brown out in front, doing it comfortably, and John Brown is going to come forward and take out this heat of the Modified Rod Championship from New South Wales. Sorry, one more lap to go for John Brown, and he is leading comfortably from the Victorian Trevor Perry. Mark Owen's coming under some pressure from Mick Santon, but here's the checkered flag, and it's good to see the Newcastle driver John Brown in good form. Second place goes to the Victorian, and that was Perry just hanging on Mark Owen in front of Santon. Then came the other Victorian driver just in front of Coombs.
Lights flash. Watch for Tyler too. He'll be keen to go through. And they get the green flag, and it was Hearn that got away quickest, the Lismore driver. And into the first turn they go. Tyler tries to come through on the inside to grab second spot away from Bertacco into 77. Coming through quickly too was Graham Edmund in car number 12, the local driver. He slots into 4-5. There's Hopping bumping his way through into fifth spot. And Hearn started to clear out from the pack. They're starting to bustle up towards the back. Trouble. Edmund balked the rest of the field. They all had to avoid him and back right off. And the play on's the call from the T. Stewart. And Hearn out in front, he's starting to pull right away. Look at the battle for the minors. Bertacco in second. On the outside, Graham Edmund, he's trying to get that third spot away from Tyler, and he does down back straight away. Tyler kicks back at him now on the inside. On the outside, Tyler on the inside, they're wheel to wheel. Out of the turn they come, and Edmund gets the better, and he moves up into third. And he's putting the pressure on Bertacco up on the inside of Yo's. Down back straight away, and he moves into a clear second spot. It's Hearn out in front, but go for the minors.
Oh, and isn't that car of Hearn singing up front? He's really running strongly. Edmund, here's Tyler getting through the inside of Bertacco, even if he did a little aggressively. He did get through, takes up third place. Bertacco's running fourth. Oh, but Hearn, he's right on the money, as they'd say in greyhound racing, and he's bolted. Graham followed by Ray Tyler. Then comes Bertacco. The Aussie champ Steve Robinson's being blown away here, trying to come through the slower traffic. In fact, he's half a lap behind his compatriot Hearn. Edmund is running second, Tyler is third, then comes Bertacco, and this is the fifth heat of qualifying, and here's one more lap to go for the Lismore driver. He's got a big lead. Oh, trouble down back straight away where Bertacco got into a problem. Now Graham Edmund has moved up into a second place, but the yellow lights come on. Now it's red. And the race declared with 77 to the rear. So again, we'll need the lap scorers, if they can, to just duck over and give us their lap scores on that one. So it was the race declared at the previous lap with car 77 to the rear, and we'll contact our lap scorers to give us the rundown on that previous heat, but as soon as we can, we'll give you a rundown on that heat. There they go in the final qualifying heat in the New South Wales Championship, and Greg Cassidy came right out of the pack. Barry Bundy went up on the inside to look for a forward placing early in the race, but it's Ray Claridge, the Queenslander. He's out in front. Greg Cassidy from Newcastle is running second. Barry Bundy from Sydney third. Then Rod Fraser from Newcastle fourth, and Sean Mortimer, who was in a lot of trouble in the earlier heat, eventually copped the checkered flag, and he's out in front. He's in fifth place after being out in front in the previous heat. Ray Claridge, the Queenslander, leading, and gee, hasn't he got to go on in this heat, because Greg Cassidy's no slouch around the Motordrome track, and he just can't get any closer to the Queenslander.
No, Cassidy trying as he may, but he can't pick up ground on the Queenslander. Claridge out in front. The battle for third place between Fraser in the 13 on the inside. Barry Bundy now gets a clear shot at third spot and grabs it down back straight away, but he doesn't seem to have the power tonight, Bundy. Coming back on the outside, Fraser and Mortimer there in car 82, making a three-way battle for third spot. That's where the interest is. Fraser hanging on with the Sydney side of Bundy. On the inside, tried to put his nose up in front of Fraser, but Fraser came back at him and had a crack and got that third spot back away from Bundy. Bundy trying everything he can to get on the inside of Fraser, but Fraser, determination, he's hanging on in third place. He's hanging on to that third spot ahead of Bundy. Then comes Mortimer. Oh, he got high on the track, but Bundy wasn't close enough to take advantage and come through into third spot. 2 laps to go. Claridge, the Queenslander's a race leader. Second spot, Cassidy, and third being held down by Fraser.
Oh, and the Queenslander's been impressive here. He's actually going away from Cassidy, and he's really got the Motordrome circuit down the way he wants it, and one more lap left to go. We're going to see a Queensland victory here, and that's for sure. Greg Cassidy is in second place. Rod Fraser determinedly held on to third, but Bundy's still got half a lap left to try and do something about it. But take nothing away from this guy. Ray Claridge has turned in a terrific performance. Second place has gone to Greg Cassidy. Third goes to Fraser. Fourth is Barry Bundy. Then came Sean Mortimer, the Lismore driver. Another of the Victorians coming in car 84.